On this episode of Let's Void a Warranty, we're going to be taking apart the Blade Runner Systems Thresher XL. This is a wicked knife. I've had this thing for years and years, and for a long time it was a go-to kind of carry knife and fidget knife. Really like it. Very simple design, very bare bones. This is a Gavco design from a number of years ago. I don't think you can get this anymore, but it's a really cool knife. Really awesome stuff. Let me know if you guys want me to do a full review on that. I don't know. I might just do it just because I want to talk about it, but I know it's weird doing reviews on knives that you can't really get anymore and that maybe aren't fresh and cool and that kind of stuff. So let's take this apart. I want to look inside and clean it up and oil it up and that kind of stuff. I don't, when I say void warranty, I have no idea what the warranty on this thing is, or if, no idea. I'm just saying that as a kind of a jokey catch-all kind of a thing. And immediately out the gate, we are, we're spinning, baby. We're spinning these screws. Let me go grab another bit. I'll be right back. Boom, just like that, we have, let's close that blade. Safety first. T6 screws on these, on the body here. I don't know if I've ever taken this thing apart. This might be a first for both of us. Or maybe you've taken one apart, or maybe you've seen somebody else take one apart. I guess I shouldn't assume that this is both our first times. Yeah, Blade Runner Systems, obviously known more for balisongs, especially when I got this, but they did I think they call it the Evolve line, where they did some folders, and that's what this comes from. So they got with Mr. Gavco and decided to do a production version of his Thresher design. This is the XL. I assume that there's a regular sized, smaller version, although I can't necessarily confirm that that's the case. So here we go, kind of what I expected. You've got some caged bearings. You've got a couple fun stuff going on here. Let's take a look at this. Let me get these screws out of the way. Don't want to lose them. Get that out of the way. Put those over there. Let's make sure we're clear. We're good to go here. Not as dirty as I thought it would be. Actually quite clean in here. So there's the pivot hole. Nothing much going on there. You've got your thumb studs. Here is your detent hole right there. I will say on this particular knife, the detent is a tad bit sloppy. I think this hole is just ever so slightly larger than it needs to be. Not anything extreme. You know, I'm not gonna critique the knife heavily because of it, but that's about the only thing I can really say that I can critique on this knife is the slightly sloppy detent in there. So here is the channel for the bearings right there. Go inside. Let's go ahead and lube this up while we're in here. Get that in there. Like I said, I'm really surprised that this is not messier in there. I was really expecting it to be a little bit of a mess. Take those out. You can see we've got some nice kind of clean oil in there. I don't think I've taken this apart to oil it. I think I have only kind of put it in through the top of the knife there. Here is the pivot shaft right there. Pivot shaft, yeah, baby. Goes inside there. You can see the lock bar insert with the ceramic ball detent, a little bit of oil there. Here is the back spacer with the pillars that go through that you connect the screws to. Really well done, really well put together. This one is manufactured in China. This is back when full titanium, well-made knives in China was a little bit of a rarity or kind of a newer type concept, you know. I mean, there was still some out there. Riot was doing stuff. You had a few collaborations, but that was about it. You know, you had a couple of big name Chinese makers that were respected, and everybody else was kind of trying to prove themselves. And this was one of them. And so this was we got to put our stop pin back here. Don't want to forget that. What else are we forgetting? I always forget stuff. Super simple construction. Did that work? I think that worked. I thought I was going to mess up the bearing collar there, and I don't think I did. This thing comes apart and goes together pretty easily. As you notice, the only potential thing that makes it somewhat difficult is just these screws spinning out on you. Let's see if I can get them in without them spinning out. Oh yeah, they go right in. So they grip enough that no issues there. Like I said, I really enjoy this knife. It's one of the ones that I always kind of come back to. There's a handful of knives that I always kind of come back to, and I've thought about selling it, you know, for, it's not worth a lot, but clear up space and pull in a little bit of cash. Then I just kind of, I just keep it. I like it. I open packages. Let's tighten this up a little bit. Really smooth. So like I said, the only thing I can really complain about, well actually there's a couple things I guess I could complain about. You can see how there's just, well maybe you can't see. You can see there's just a little bit of movement in that detent. And that's, it's just a pet peeve of mine. Like I hate it when it's like that. You can see it moving around. In fact, it almost seems like it's maybe worse. No, I don't think so. I don't think it's worse. It's about what it was. Let's tighten this up even more. Wrong one. And then the only other thing I could kind of really critique it on is the, also kind of going back to the detent. It is not really a slow open knife. It's got a pretty strong detent in it, and you just really can't open it slowly. So you've got to kind of spider flick it or thumb flick it open. But other than that, really like this knife. Not a lot going on inside, as you saw. Oh, the other thing I'll mention is that you can get a little bit of lock slip. It's not rock, it's just a little bit of slip. Like if you completely take any and all pressure off of the lock bar and really muscle it, I don't know if you can hear that, but you can get this lock bar to kind of slip out of the way. I haven't gotten it to completely fail, haven't really tried to push it that hard, but that's just one of the things that I check on knives to see if I can get any movement out of that. So anyways, here we are, voiding the warranty on the Thresher XL from Blade Runner Systems. If you see one used, maybe consider picking it up. It's a pretty cool kind of user knife. Love that profile. Super wicked, super useful. It's big, but not too heavy. All right, guys, I'm out of here. You take it easy.